All right, we have a picture, I think, from them coming in. All right, hang in there. It's going to be with us here in just a second.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I can't believe this. All right, Carl, what do you got for us?
It's just unbelievable, guys. It really is. As you say, it is heartbreaking. We've got some street level mapping now to show you exactly where this extremely large tornado is. This debris ball, as the meteorologist at KFOR mentioned, now 2 miles wide. So this entire thing is the circulation. And Brandon, let's zoom out just a little bit, give people an idea of where exactly this is. So you see Route 37. All right, so this is coming right across Route 37, which is right in here. Now let's tighten up a little bit. It's just beginning to come over into Eastern Avenue. So the areas that are going to be affected by this are going to be Bryant Avenue, and then also Sunny Lane Road, and then also Sooner Road, and over a very, very large area from as far north as perhaps 27th Street all the way down to perhaps Indian Hills Road or even farther southward. So this is a huge system that is now coming in, a tremendous velocity couplet, tremendous rotation, as much as perhaps 200 miles an hour, now crossing 35 there in the Moore area, and just absolutely devastating. Just really, really hard to watch this, and hopefully everyone that is in this area has gotten into their safe place, because this is going to be a long-lived tornado, unfortunately, because of its size. A lot of times tornadoes are in and out pretty quickly, but in this case, because this thing is so large, it's a massive tornado. It's going to last for a while, and it's going to cause a tremendous, extreme damage as a result. There you look at the live pictures, and at this point it's difficult to actually pick out where that wedge is, because we've got such haze there, but you can see that dark mass that is now on the ground, and again crossing 35 in Moore. There's another look at it from a 3D perspective, and now in the heart of Moore, and we've got a brand new scan on the radar here, and that the heart of that tornado now crossing from downtown Moore and just a little to the south and to the east. So we're getting out now down Broadway and again towards Sunny Lane Road, out along 134th, along 149th, along 34th, and also getting out towards Sooner Road as well. And you can see that just a tremendous size of the system, and there again is that velocity couplet showing you just how dangerous this particular storm is. And joining me right now is Brian Norcross. And Brian, this is very difficult to see. This is the very same area that was hit by a tornado in 1999.
Yeah, we're just looking at the track of the May 3rd, 1999 tornado, and 119th, identify 119th on there, Carl, is I think that's that main. There's Southwest 19th Street.
Just to the north of downtown. Just to the north of downtown.
So can we go to the north on this map here a little bit? Okay. So 119th is up here. Mm-hmm. So the tornado in 1999 actually crossed north of where this one's going. So go ahead and put a marker where we think the tornado is located, down here to the south of 37, right in there, right. Then and the Moore tornado, if you want to draw a line, kind of went across 119th and Moore. So it went like that. So this is on the south side of Moore. Mm-hmm. The 1999 tornado went right through the center of Moore, but actually the city is developed. This is a southern suburb of Oklahoma City, kind of midway between downtown Oklahoma City and Norman, Oklahoma. So as you drive south down 35, out of Oklahoma City proper, you come to Moore as a big suburb, and then you come to Norman, which is where the Storm Prediction Center is, and where, as Kim and Kelly were talking about, a lot of people that are in the tornado business are working. So obviously they're very familiar with this.
Now we're getting some live pictures of some of the damage there from south of Oklahoma City, and not exactly sure what we're looking at in those pictures, but certainly this is an incredibly dangerous situation, and the storm now coming right through Moore. It is moving to the east at about 20 miles per hour, and it's a very large tornado, violent tornado. Is going to be moving out now just right along 149th and continuing out towards Sooner Road, and then out towards Lake Stanley Draper. So if you were in the area of Lake Stanley Draper, it's the next area that this tornado is going to head towards. And you know, with a tornado like this that is so large, it's not a hit or miss sort of a thing. It's going to leave a wide swath of destruction, Brian.
I mean, you hate to speculate about what we're looking at. It looks like it's a divided highway. It might be 35. I mean, because we know the tornado went right over Interstate 35. Mm-hmm. There we could see damage cars. Obviously, the police were stopping the traffic on 35, trying to keep people out of the way of it. If we can get word from our storm chasers there to exactly where they are, that would be helpful so we could help folks. But you see clearly a divided road down there. So which exactly road, we're not sure. But this is paralleling, it looks like moving east at this point, but very, very slowly, extraordinarily slow for storms of this size and dimension.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Brandon, maybe you can tell me what the latest motion on the storm is, how quickly it's moving off towards the east here. But you can see that circulation now basically right along Eastern Avenue as of the latest scan on the Doppler radar, right along Eastern Avenue, and then also right along 4th Street there and moving towards 8th Street. So this is basically hitting the south side of the Moore area, and an extremely dangerous tornado. It's not really showing any signs of letting up at this point.
So 3:25 was when our scan, that's Central Time, Central Daylight Time, the scan came in. So now we're coming up on 3:30 Central Time. So this is 5 minutes. So with the storm moving to the east, it's actually, we know now that it's past Eastern, assuming it's moving much. Brandon, do we know?
Oh, we got a new scan. We just got a brand new scan there, Brian.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so there you saw it. Then you saw it.
And that's considerably farther east, actually. That's now to 77, Route 77 and Sooner Road. So again, this is going to be headed generally towards Lake Stanley Draper. If you are around Lake Stanley Draper, it is time now to get to your safe shelter and to take cover immediately. Ladies, over to you.
All right, guys, keep an eye on that radar. We want to talk to storm chasers on the ground.
All right, storm rider Simon Brewer is on the phone with us. And what's your vantage point? What are you seeing, Simon?
Hello, we're at 44 and Sooner Road. It's a Sooner Road. It's doing damage. We've seen some power flashes. It's a wedge-shaped tornado crossing Sooner Road. The eastern side of the tornado is now over the road.
Simon, we're
And
looking
it's,
at your live picture right now. Have you seen much in the way of damage?
We can't see specific damage. We can see the power flashes, and it's definitely going through neighborhoods. Houston actually has a house that's very close to this thing. It's probably about, I'd say this tornado is about a half-mile wide looking at it right now.
Wow. So are you in the path of it, or where are you?
We're north of the tornado. The tornado is actually starting to tighten up. We're north of the tornado, maybe about a mile and a half north of the tornado, maybe 2 miles north of the tornado, and it's definitely a strong tornado. And it's going to be south of I-40 or I-240 for about.
All right, how would you rate this compared to some of the tornadoes you've seen? What do you think about this one?
Well, it has a lot of debris around it, so it's kind of hard to see the violent motion in it. For example, the tornado yesterday that hit Shawnee appeared significantly more violent than this tornado, but it had a lot less debris around it, a lot less rain around it.
Right.
This one is much larger, has a lot more rain wrapping around it, has a lot more debris wrapping around it. It's going through many more neighborhoods.
Right.
So it's hard to see the what we call the helical motion on the side of the tornado, which really gives away the signs of how violent a tornado can be. And this one is definitely a monstrous tornado going through a heavily populated area, and it's looks like it's about a quarter of a mile wide at the moment. And it's starting to take more of a stovepipe-ish shape instead of the wedge shape that it had earlier. And we're going east on Interstate 240, and it's maybe about a mile and a half south of us.
Keep an eye on it. Stay safe out there. Just an awful situation we are watching right before our eyes. This is live, folks, just to the south of Oklahoma City near Moore, Oklahoma. We urge everybody to continue to seek shelter.
And it's now east of Interstate 35. Tinker Air Force Base may be the next line, so please take shelter immediately. We want to listen live right now to KFOR.
Annex Lake. So typically these tornadoes are going to find the path of least resistance. They're going to stay in all that low ground, and so it's going to come up here, and there's the water tower and the water treatment plant that is on the southeast side or the southwest side of Lake Draper. It appears at this time it's going to go just north of that, and it's going to continue to track over the top of that. So we'll see what it does when it crosses the lake, but it's continuing to rip and grind all these trees up as it's crossed Sunny Lane continuing to go eastbound towards Draper, and it looks like it's going to be about north of 149th Street here, Mike.
Indeed, and it's now it's approaching Air Depot. It's approaching Air Depot. And we're getting a little closer to South 89th Street. We're down there at about 120th South, 130th South. But it is now between Sooner and Air Depot, and it is going to go over the northern or central parts of Draper Lake here coming up. Go, John.
It's coning out a little bit. Hey, look, I got to move here real quick.